guarantee my wins. This is coming from within. I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've been cooking these last couple months, winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3 quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Well, look at the numbers for Coleman in last week's game. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
On second down now, it's Coleman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Off the play fake. Samuel. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A big pickup there. 18 yards and a Buccaneer first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Looking to throw on second down. Samuel, he'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And a peek now at the offense for Tampa Bay.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
To throw on third down. Samuel, the throw taken in by Sims. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Off play action. Samuel into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Watch the twist. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Off. 53 at the mic.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this forward only. Up to about the 7.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Newton. Ebron's got it. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complimentary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Gun. Check, 59.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's taken to the 26. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
They begin the drive with Coleman. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into Enemy territory.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Come on, set. Send over.
On first down, Samuel. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after one on EA Sports.
90 Wolf.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On second down, it's Coleman. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Emmanuel Agba, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try and at least secure home field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Here we go.
On first and 10, Samuel, open man here, Sims complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. Fighting his way through contact.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. 2nd down and inches. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
They had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield. but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll be tackled right on the 10. Short of the first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Boswell's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes this 2nd and 9.
Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike 21.
Gun.
It's going to be a long...
Now it's Newton. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. But now it'll be 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Check 50.
On 3rd down, Newton. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't...
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
55.
Looking to throw. Samuel. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Samuel. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little... Over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Look at the throw. Wallace. He's got the hook up to Lazard. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 32-yard line.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
You can't block me. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
2nd and 10. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Slam, slam, slam.
Off the play fake. Wallace. And going deep for Hill. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Squeeze, double.
A final shot before break. Wallace is going to float this over the middle, deep. And it is incomplete.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game. Yet
it's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up, because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they...
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And that's complete. It's Sims. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when
when this ball's tipped and intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man.
They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game, but on the stat sheet, he's away.
Now it's Barkley, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Back to throw. Wallace. And going deep for Hill. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Watch the screen. 59 mark.
They'll try and throw for it here. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. On the draw play, Coleman. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing, but he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now, making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, or if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, so they held them to 3. But this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, this is the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
This is Barkley. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Give them 3 yards there on the 1st down pickup.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 3. Hayward. Watch the whip.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And going deep for Hill. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 4. That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Looking to throw. Samuel, this one complete to Coleman. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Throwing on first down. Samuel. This is Shepard on the catch. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And it's caught. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Allen Robinson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers have once again taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So now the Steelers down by 1. At time, a huge factor. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down, Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They got the completion. Now, they probably had 2 plays called in the huddle, so they've got to get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run their 4th down play.
He is going to find Hill here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, check, Mike 21.
He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. I got you, pop. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check 31, check 31. Let's go. Come on. Check Mike 21. Better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you over. You better bring it. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21.
And the blitz does come. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. He'll look to throw. And he's got Lockett. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their 1st. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Come on, baby.
Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Check me. Check 24. Check 24.
Back to throw. Wallace. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. This from long, very long range. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. This from long, very long range.
Let's go, fellas.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game, and assess, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal. Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they